for our first match.
Yeah, dropping in for our first match of the day of PMWI All-Stars. Obviously, this is day 3, so the final day. Rounding, we do already have this fight that happens every single time in bootcamp. It's FaZe Clan versus D plus Kia.
Sayden knocked, and a second as well, sent back out towards Forest, but Mela is super low behind that corner. Can't peek out for the flush just yet. Favian, bullets, weapons, sure. Not really too much to speak of in terms of armor, though, so needs to stay careful, wary. Osal close to getting that res for Forest. Sayden still has a little bit of time. Mela absolutely red here. Venturas has got that helmet. And Mela might just be going a little bit too bold. Getting on the inside, Favian peeks out. Position given away. FaZe have already lost a player, and that's what you want. Favian finds the mark. And all 4 players for D plus Kia are alive still. Sayden resable, but that time is ticking away. Venturas trying to cover off his teammate, but just not really.
They're not too far behind that second place, but they are more in the running for teams to overtake them.
Ooh, that is unfortunate. Both players getting rattled off the back of the moped. Rapara and Yuhai both falling down. Nothing really to do about that. Mezexus pulled them short. Now it's just Gen
to redeem themselves into that final day after coming off from PMDC itself as those champions. We want to see a little bit more from these guys, and I think with the circle centering right up on them over towards Paradise Resort is a great chance for them to earn some points. We saw yesterday Vampires, I think they got around about almost 30 points in a game, right? Which is absolutely huge. You start taking risks that you wouldn't normally take, but if you can get that massive game right now, keeps you a little bit calmer. You can look for those 10-point matches, which are a bit easier to go for. This is the second time Trick has pulled the same trick, and it's found another player over towards Vampire. BTR suffered to this similar rotation earlier on, and Mezexus is being cheeky right now on the northeast side of bootcamp.
They haven't paid as much as BTR did, but still losing a player really far from ideal. Alpha 7 have been running rings around Falcons for a little bit. They took out that backline first, and now they've encircled them fully. Not even a knock sent back the way to back towards Alpha 7. Yokohama Donos Varel may be looking for a third party.
Fights, they are very good at cleanly finishing off teams. A lot of times you'll see them take little to no casualties, hardly any damage. Asada steps up but can't hit that shot. He was practically free from behind the desk. No surcharge involved, but finally Silas grabs that initial knockout. This is really important for them against Yangon Galacticos.
Razy is there on the crossfire to slow down any approach to Silas's position, but they're not pushing for it. Super Andrew goes down as well, and S2G are good on this hold. Hamzy drops out for that heal, Romeo, and Murnat now left standing for Yangon Galacticos. The nade from Kelsey to lead the charge around the corner, and Razy to follow it up with the shotgun in hand. The UMP, no match for it. Silas lands what he's looking for, and Murnat now last standing. The Yangon Galacticos try and move into Paradise Resort, but they are swiftly evicted.
Sent away at the door. This is very unfortunate. I mean, Silas
trying to put that final nail into the coffin, keep them from rising. Ravenclaw goes down as Prestige lands the crossfire shots. The smoke's not going to save you as the flush comes through as well. So Vampire on 2. Make that 1 now active as Prestige lines up for another. Schwepp, the last player standing for Vampire. It's a treacherous rotate they've made. The hills might have been a better opportunity, but now Gladiators have that position. And they will be executing with 4 towards the top of those tables. Remember, DRS and Gladiators, the teams on the chase for the Vampire top spot.
I think Mezexus caused such massive problems for several different teams there, particularly
5 first aids. They might have isolated that. Wants to go for the fight instead. Doesn't even need to heal. Drops back and hits the deck instead. Yeah, that was gonna happen sometime or other, but could have been a little bit more hairy. DRS control the situation.
Meantime, there's a massive push coming through from the Gladiators, and it goes horribly wrong. Luckily, they're able to get a little bit of clap back, but I think that's down to just 2 players remaining as they headed over towards this northern compound. It was one hell of a send. They're holding over towards this western side. Somehow, some way, they've actually managed to get through. I think they got a couple of eliminations off the back of that. Just the one, in fact. So if they go down here, it'll be a pretty poor finish for them.
Rez onto Meku. Kitsune on the staircase. Has got the shotgun. Forwards for Bensu, and an aid downstairs is going to do the job, but sent back to sender. A lovely little pop-up. And the Infinity IQ squad can rest easy for the time being. 3 players, though, from the north side and Cal. They are in the circle. They'll have to hold out a little bit longer. Alpha 7 playing on with 3 on the east side, playing in the shadow of DRS.
The DRS found themselves a decent position now with 3rd place and 1st place out of the game. Great time for DRS to extend their lead a little bit. And for D plus Kia, who have 4 members, this is a game that they can certainly excel in. They're over towards that northeast side. They have a compound to play with, albeit a very small one. It's better than nothing at this point in time. And I think D plus Kia will be happy to kind of try solidify their position in that top 6. They certainly can do. They've shown us that they are a very good team when it comes to playing central. Forest has absolutely wowed us yesterday.
Rio and Senatex are on the inside. Facing off against the nades from Ali. Sneaks another one around the edge. Doesn't really do too much. Carrillo cooking one of his own and pops it out the door frame. The burn is good. We saw how effective that is on these wooden floors, but Carrillo just manages to dodge around the corner and will stay away from the spread this time around. Ali falls and I code with him.
Those Molotovs are coming very handy here on Sandknock, and I love that we're seeing much more usage come out of them. We saw it used massively well over towards the Gladiators because it spreads on that wooden floor. On the second floor, forces them over towards the staircase. The players push from underneath. A nice cheeky nade is thrown in, and there's nowhere else the Gladiators can go at that point. So it's very, very well done to confirm that. And that's what you want to do a lot of times. You want to eliminate as much variance as possible. If you can force 2 players into the worst scenario and get away with just a knock, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Circle heads down towards that south side, though. And we talked about S2G. Now, we'd like to see them do really well. You know what, John? 10 eliminations speaks for itself.
This is their chance to jump up into the top 6 and get their spot over towards the main tournament next. On the cards, Genfos on the inside with the DBS. There's only 1 player left for BTR, but you can't let him go. And another shot, last one to find it. Might be able to eliminate Ilganex fully, but no, they're just going to give up on the players on the inside, allow these flushes to come through. 4 shots in the chamber with 6 in the back pocket. It's still enough to handle a player.
Really well done. And I mean,
Alpha 7.
I8 were over towards Tap Mock in the first place. A nice nade goes through, but that would be just it now. But yeah, DRS completely explode Alpha 7 as they try and get away from this spot. This is a gorgeous grenade, you can already tell. Finds a knock and an elimination.
Getting those flushes down as well. And finally, Mezexis, the thorn of this lobby, removed. For the time being, DRS now turning their attention to SEM9, who have a very central position. DRS continue their march over these hillsides with all 4 of them alive. It's very difficult to slow this team down. S2G from the south might want to do so, but wanting to and executing on that want is 2 very different things.
Next circle shift coming in very shortly. We squeeze up towards that northeast side, and DRS now have a real good opportunity. S2G, who've been a bit down their luck, and DRS, who have been on the rise, they most likely will clash at some point, because I think for S2G, crossing this road, heading over towards the eastern side, is the most ideal situation. A lot of teams thought this was going to head over towards Tap Mock, so we'll be moving down from that northwest side. So I think if S2G assumes that we'll see a lot of teams towards the west, they'll likely try and sweep east.
Nice shots there from Hamzy to pick up the points, and 2 more sent into the S2G coffers.
This is unreal.
Really, really solid stuff. Right now, they are looking pretty good to get close to the top 6. If the Infinity IQ squad can stay in this one, they've got 7 eliminations already and get more placements on board. They should be able to fend them off for the time being, but S2G definitely with a bid for the top of the tables. If they go down here, will be drawn a little bit shorter than they would have liked, but still a great entry to their record. Razy very, very low. Nades just pouring on in from DRS, bursting perfectly. And S2G, defending world champions, putting their place downhill by DRS, who have been on a tear for themselves.
Some unbelievably good grenades coming through from DRS at the moment. Hamzy G has to support And Silas will have to move out, has to hit these initial first shots, gets Delta off the rock at the start, moves over towards the smoke. This is really well done. The fact that he's moved this far up is quite incredible, to be honest.
Only one Molotov. He will be expending it here. Delta backed off the rock, as you said, crucially timed for that push potential across to the rock for Hamzy as well, as the northern side starts to tidy itself up. Yokohama Donuts Varel trying to stay alive as 4 with Infinity IQ out ahead of them. Tamzy G spotted behind the tree. Will not have the cover necessary. Now just one player left for S2G on their heavy fragging run. 12 on the game.
I mean, despite everything, even going down in 5th place here, this is a really good match for S2G to start catching up, to get into that top 6. Silas will just crawl alongside with the blue at the moment. DRS looking to move further in. R8 has lived a long time. That TDM gave him a lot of confidence coming into this one. Yokohama Donuts, they have a struggle bus of a rotation to come out of. A DRS just about clipped Kazimaru, but he might be in cover. No.
Does not have that luxury. Ozzy-san is forwards missile, left out in the cold here as Bensu gets spotted, flushed as well. Silas finally taken down. So that's S2G and Infinity IQ both eliminated. The Shrink once more goes towards R8, but DRS looking to try and keep this one going. This is a team that could definitely vie for the top spot.
Yeah, taking home that 125 grand for a Nepali team, that'd be a real big result for them. Playing on the outer edge has not been easy. They're in the blue for a long time. They found a strong position to start working their way through, and they immediately exploded from the blue, slapped Alpha 7 across the face, got rid of them out the lobby. Now working towards R8. Final circle approaching soon. R8 currently have a strong position in terms of having buildings to play around with, so R8's having to drop these smokes. So a DRS to allow them to get further in. Ooh. First nade is great from Prestige. Now just 3 players. No chance at a res here, John.
That warm-up going well for R8. Threat onto Giante's position as well, but Killer's crawling ever closer with the DBS. Giante opens to Ragnarok, finds a second on the swivel, but the team are dropping as well. Prestige around the edge with SK-Ton trying to stay alive, but Giante falls next, and it's